Hello everybody and happy motherfucking December. Today's review is for a Christmas special that seems to like to be the law for any real reviewer to review, so I thought I'd give it a try. And I know the Nostalgia Critic reviewed it, JonTron reviewed it, the Cinema Snob, but hey, there's no law that says that only one critic can review something, and for the first time ever, the JMC Reviews gets a third co-reviewer, so without further ado, come on down.
Hi guys. I'm Grace. I'm Matt's girlfriend, and Jake invited me.
Yeah.
So kindly. So here I am.
And as you about having to explain, Matt is here as well.
Hello.
And if we seem a little goofy, it's because we're a little buzzed and we just watched the Star Wars Holiday Special. That'll make anybody fucking goofy.
Execute Order 69.
Okay.
Dude, what?
Is this the real life?
Yeah,
is this just fantasy?
What the fuck? What the fuck? They saved the best. What are they doing?
Walking to Wookiee heaven?
It's life
Are they
and
gonna
actually
die? They're
death.
all gonna die.
Maybe it's a in-between place.
You know, based on everything else they do, it's probably just a bunch of weird orgy in there.
A bunch of
weird spirit guru orgies. Oh, no, okay.
Apparently they're gonna do a sacrifice to Kali Ma.
Oh, are they gonna sacrifice Lumpy? Are they gonna cut Lumpy open?
It's a little hard to know where to start with this movie, if you can even call it that. And for anyone who doesn't know, the Star Wars Holiday Special is a TV movie that came out in 1978 around late November, because technically it's not a Christmas special, it's a holiday special.
Nice.
So it doesn't apply primarily to Christmas, and Jews and Muslims and whatever are welcome. Well, we've been mind-fucked how many times at this point? What's one more?
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah, what is Life Day? What do you guys do on Life Day? Is it gonna be really fucking stupid and weird? Like everything else you do?
Yeah.
Fucking hate Wookiees, man. This movie made me into a fucking speciesist. Blow the whole planet up.
And apparently, based on what I've read, this fucking thing is canon with the rest of the Star Wars universe.
That's ridiculous. I was gonna ask that when the movie was playing, but that's nuts. I have 100 things I can say about how that's crazy.
The special came about because apparently some TV execs or producers at CBS went to George Lucas and were like, hey, we'd like to do a holiday special, and we were wondering, do you think we could use your characters from this big super hit movie that's at this time the biggest box office success ever? And George Lucas, probably a nicer guy back then. I mean, I know he has that nice persona, but there's a darkness there if you just look at the special editions and the prequels. And he was like, yeah, sure, couldn't hurt anybody.
Well, it hurt me a lot.
I wonder if he saw dollar signs at that moment. Although, I wonder if he made any money from this thing at all.
From what I've read, he had little involvement with this special.
Yeah.
He mostly left it in the hands of the TV people. And he claims in an interview that he hadn't even seen it, or he didn't know even which network it was on.
A blessing.
The special was directed by Steve Binder, who was primarily known for making TV specials, like big variety show events. He'd done stuff with Elvis and some other big names. I'll list one down here. And Steve Binder was influential in creating music programs with ethnically diverse casts, so good for him on that, but it's not enough to make us forgive him for this.
Very ethnically diverse cast.
Yeah.
And Wookiees.
And
Space sex gods.
and I read that originally the director was this dude named David Akamba, who was George Lucas's film school classmate, and he left partway in because he could not get along with the producers.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do this song scene here. I don't know.
Everything you guys are planning sounds fucking insane. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that.
and make it worse. Is this the same as the song in the original one, but really slow?
Look at that. Look at that. Now you got rabies.
Try stopping by, friend, if there's a light in the place. We may not thrive, friend, but we survive, friend. Look, we're alive, friend, you and I.
We wish we weren't, friend.
So say goodnight, friend. Good night, but not goodbye.
George Lucas has said, and I'm not the first to point this fact out, but George Lucas has said, if I had the time and a sledgehammer, I would track down every copy of that special and smash it.
Valid.
And for anyone who's wondering where can I see this, for years it was almost impossible to find this special. It only aired the one time back in the 70s, and I can see why. And through George Lucas, it has never seen the light of day on DVD or not even VHS. However, he didn't count on devout Star Wars fans taping the special back in 1978 and saving it all these years. And through that, bootleg copies have been shipped around over the years to different people. And finally, about a few years ago, someone posted the entire thing on YouTube. And it hasn't been taken down yet, but then again, who would really want to claim ownership on this thing?
Yeah.
In case anyone's wondering what the plot is, the film opens with Han Solo and Chewbacca outrunning
That's a good idea for a drum game. Every time there's a Wookiee call.
You're gonna be dead.
Go.
I know it's an important day. All right, we'll give it a try. I'll get you back here in time, pal. Trust me. All we hope now is I'll run that Imperial garbage scout. I'm going to lights.
The only thing I think they actually filmed with them was in that cheap-looking cockpit set that just jerks around.
Yeah. It wasn't even like the real cockpit, like.
With the exception of the stock footage, I get the feeling the special, the quality, the way everybody moves, I get the feeling this had to have been shot on videotape, which a lot of TV shows did at the time to save money. And after that, most of the film is just about Chewbacca's family waiting for him to get home for the Wookiee version of Christmas, a holiday known as Life Day.
Have a nice life day.
And
as they love colloquially say.
That's the spirit. You'll be celebrating Life Day before you know it.
Life Day.
Life Day. It's the best they could come up with, I guess.
And the whole film is just this Wookiee family that I never even knew Chewbacca had.
It makes
just
no sense. Canonically, it drives me crazy.
they're just waiting around, trying to get the holiday ready, cooking, more cooking, and I don't know, decorating, that kind of shit.
Why did he have to circle it with planting fruits?
Not until your father arrives, you little shit.
I don't have to buy some milk.
And just a bunch of skits. Like, the whole movie is pretty much just an excuse to play some comedy and music skits, which are presented as the Wookiees watching it on TV.
It was like all the parts of the day that you're not supposed to show in a movie, and that's like the whole movie. Was like only that.
Yeah, like, they had a scene with two people talking, they leave, and then they follow the other person on their grocery trip. That's what this movie felt like.
Yeah.
I have a theory that it's secretly just like an art house film, you know? It's meant to be like surrealist day in the life, you know?
There were a few moments, like I said at one point, that this is remind me of Eraserhead or some
Seriously?
David Lynch shit.
I mean, if you really get down to it, it's a really crazy, terrifying, arty movie. Like, Grandpa jerks off in the living room. Like,
We'll get to that soon. We will. I'm getting Eraserhead flashbacks.
This is what ego death is like.
Guess how many people wrote this piece of shit?
can I take a guess?
Sure.
6.
Close. 5. It took 5 people to write this. Just... How do you get... I mean, I know they're bad writers, but with 5 people, you think there'd be at least some creativity coming through.
Or like sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, or anything.
Like literally anything. Like
I kind of feel like they're all fake writers, and then it was written by like one insane lab rat
well,
or
all
something.
the names are really
The
bizarre.
names were weird. It was like Mitzi and like Hanky Panky.
I only know who 2 of these writers are, or I know enough about 2 of them because they're the only ones that went on to anything. Rod Warren, Leonard Rips, R-I-P-P-S, and Mitzi Welch. Those are the people that are probably just known for making this. But one of the writers is Bruce Vilanch. Ever heard of him?
I haven't.
He's a TV writer. He's primarily known today, like he still is, the head joke writer for the Oscars.
Well, that explains some things, doesn't it?
Was this the start of his career? Because that's really upsetting.
Very early. He's also written jokes for like the Grammys and the Emmys.
Which
He's an award show writer.
That
But
explains the lack of humor in the movie. I should write for him.
But the most surprising thing for me, one of the writers of this film was Pat Proft. And for you guys who probably don't know who that is, Pat Proft, he's a veteran comedy writer. He's written films such as The First Police Academy, Bachelor Party with Tom Hanks. He co-wrote all 3 of the Naked Gun movies. Real Genius with Val Kilmer, Hot Shots 1 and 2. And I guess to show how his career, after it went up from the holiday special, went back down. He's also the writer of Scary Movies 3, 4, and 5.
Classics.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, even though he's not doing well now, shows that at least one person came out of this creative process with some career.
To be fair to the writers, it's not like there's any writing in it, really. Nothing happens, you know? It's not like you can be like, oh, that guy wrote this terrible dialogue or something, you know? Like,
I guess that's fair.
yeah.
But still, Pat Proft, I did not expect him to be a writer on this. Because I've seen most of those movies, and some of them are actually pretty hilarious.
I haven't seen any of those movies, actually.
You've never seen The Naked Gun?
I've never seen Naked Gun. I haven't seen a lot
It's
of
a
those.
scary movie.
Oh, I saw Scary Movie 3, maybe.
I've seen Scary Movie 3 and 4, and pretty stupid and arguably bad, but I saw them when I was 13, and of course, that was the demographic they were targeted towards, so of course I thought they were fucking hilarious. As for the cast, they surprisingly got all of the main players of the original Star Wars to appear in this. And I get the feeling it wasn't that hard because they're barely in it.
Yeah. It's the wrong intro, dude.
I would have loved if they did that, but they started playing Christmas music.
That would be funny.
Starring Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker.
They got all the actors to come back.
Harrison Ford as Han Solo.
It's my boy.
Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia.
Rest in peace.
We miss you, babe.
With Anthony Daniels as C-3PO.
Did he die this year too?
No. Wait, you're gonna like
As
this.
Chewbacca. R2-D2 as R2-D2.
Isn't there a real guy in there?
James Earl Jones.
I'll explain later. Wait, here are the guest stars.
Introducing Chewbacca's family.
No.
His wife Mala. His father Itchy.
I'm moving him probably.
Oh.
His son Lumpy.
Oh
Special guest stars. Beatrice Arthur.
The chick from the Golden Girls.
Mark Carney. Diane Carroll.
no. Nice.
That hair.
The Jefferson Starship.
Jefferson Starship.
This is awesome, dude.
Yep.
Harvey Korman.
Jefferson Starship makes an appearance.
Fitting.
And an animated Star Wars story on the Star Wars
Is this the
Holiday
first
Special.
appearance of Boba Fett?
This is the special is the very first appearance of Boba Fett.
They
Like,
each got the same script,
Harrison
pretty
Ford
much.
just says Life Day 6 times. And
Have
then
a
Bumble.
nice life.
the majority
Day.
of Harrison Ford's performance is just sitting in the cockpit with Chewie as they make their way to Kashyyyk going, "We'll get there, pal. We'll outrun these Imperial Star Destroyer cunts."
You're like family to me. You're
Yeah.
my family.
And when they get there, he says to the Wookiees, "I love you all. You are family." And he and Chewie's wife share fuck me eyes. But then again, it's Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
Who wouldn't?
I sure fuck
Honestly,
my eyes with him.
yeah.
In his prime, so dreamy. And they got Mark Hamill to give the most bizarre cameo from the main cast.
Or to look. It's Chewbacca's family. Here, keep working on it.
Oh, okay, I gotta go hang that
Come
out.
on, Mala.
You're not here.
Where's Chewbacca?
Is he wearing eyeliner?
Yes.
It looks-
I was thinking that. It's crazy.
Wait a minute, one at a time.
Fuck you people.
Yeah. Not now, R2. Oh, wait a minute. I don't like the looks of this. Let me get this fixed.
That was so fucking weird.
It
Is he supposed to be on Hoth already, or like...
I don't know, and what the fuck was up with his eyes?
He looked like he was just like, getting off from being a backing member of Duran Duran or something, you know?
Hey, Chewbacca. Yeah, well, bring him to the screen. I want to say hello to him. You don't know where he is? Oh, he's not there yet. Is that it?
It's ridiculous.
Like like an adult.
All I can tell you is that he and Han left here on schedule. If he's not there now, they're way overdue. They must have been in trouble.
And just the way he delivered his lines was like, oh, he's not there now. Oh.
He says it like he's got him chopped up in the freezer. You know?
Oh,
look who it is, R2.
Come on, Mala. Give me a smile.
Yeah, that was so scary.
Well, he's the Joker.
Come on, don't look so worried. Now, Chewie's not going to want to come home to a house full of long faces, is he? Come on, Mala, let's see a little smile.
Oh no. Oh, lovely.
Come on. That's better. Try to enjoy your life day. You might have it solved. R2! What are you doing? Watch that, will you?
Carrie Fisher, same as the others. And seeing this now, it's been almost a year. It's not as sad as when she first died, but it's still, it brings emotions to see her.
I have made the connection. You may speak now if you wish.
Mala, it's so good to see you. Happy Life Day.
She says it may be a happy life day for you, but personally, she's seen happier ones.
I don't want to tire the channels. So could you do me a favor and send either Chewbacca or Han Solo to the screen, please?
She says that she would like to grant your request, but is quite unable to do so.
You mean they haven't arrived yet?
She says there has been no contact.
You guys remember this scene
Yes, I
last
think I
time?
understand her message. That Imperial Patrol
I've
must
seen
be
parts
giving
of
you more
this
trouble
scene.
than we bargained for.
It's the exact same scene as the Mark scene.
Mala, are you alone?
And a particular moment that a lot of people have joked about and given this movie shit for is during its opening credit sequence, where the people who play the animals and the robots get credit by going, Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca, Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, R2-D2 as R2-D2, and everybody just gets pissed and goes, what, no love for Kenny Baker? However, I did some research, and I think I might be the first person to review this to point this out. It's not that they didn't give Kenny Baker credit. He wasn't in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, I looked it up. He did not appear in this special. In fact, the R2 you see in this special was completely remote controlled.
That makes sense. I wonder why they didn't go with that for the rest of the movies, I guess, because, like, gotta give him work or whatever.
Guess they got a soft spot for the man.
Yeah.
And if I may go full disco, if we can't have Kenny Baker, we don't want no R2, baby. Yeah, if you can't get the original, I mean, I know he's dead now and they'll have to replace him, but if you can't get him, you couldn't get him for this, we don't want the character. And aside from that, the whole film just is pretty much about Chewie's family, his wife, whose name is Mala, which sounds like a Wookiee name, I'll give it that. And Chewbacca's meth head mouthed grandfather, Itchy.
Yeah, literally what?
Yeah.
That was scratchy is my question, man.
And Chewbacca's this high son, whose name is, one of you say it.
Lumpy.
Yeah. Fucking Lumpy. That's the kid's name.
They kept saying it too. They didn't say anyone else's names and they were just like, Lumpy?
Lumpy.
It's the funniest naming of a Star Wars character since Porkins.
Oh, God rest his soul.
Have you gotten religious since I last knew you?
No. Just love Porkins.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Red 6 standing by.
Sitting by, you know. Porkins.
Now we've talked about the cast and crew enough. Let's talk about the weird shit that goes on in this special. The first thing that appeared was the scene where Lumpy and his grandfather watch that hologram acrobat show.
Oh, right.
That's after like 15 minutes of them just screaming at each other. It's like, I can't fucking wrap my head around the fact that 100 people must have worked on this movie and they put it together and they were like, yeah, that'll be fine.
Let's keep all of that.
They must have test watched it. It's 15 minutes of they were like,
nice painting.
I was gonna say,
do they just do that for everything they can?
Can't afford to build.
That's
So
okay.
now we're in a regular home.
Chewbacca's den.
I'm shocked. I like really relate to that.
The grandpa's making a wooden...
X-Men.
yeah.
That noise. It's not too late to start that drinking game.
Go ahead, you'll be
You
dead.
just have to keep it. You
Need
have
this
to IV
straw.
yourself.
Just in case you're wondering, there are no subtitles in this movie.
That's okay, I'm feeling too lucky.
Those acrobats, man. You said you felt sorry for them.
Well, I mean, they must have just been like, yeah, I'm getting a job in a movie, and then like, what?
and like they were doing some neat stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
but, it's just
but they were
so
like small and see-through, and then
small.
there was this like Lumpy sitting there like, ah!
Lumpy was friggin' jerking off under the table.
Yeah.
He's like, Lumpy takes it after his grandfather. He's like,
This is what I imagine it's like in your head.
It looks like he's holding a cassette tape.
Yeah. They're gonna play some Jefferson Starship.
Oh, I wish.
This is wow.
I guess this is what television in the Star Wars universe is like.
No wonder they're always going to war. Need something to do.
I bet the like acrobats were hyped to get this like weird Star Wars thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially because they're so small. How can a lot of other work?
yeah. If you think the grandpa is scary, then just wait till you see the son's face in this scene. Is that a butt plug?
It's kind of sexy.
Look.
Ew!
Oh, he knows too. Look at him. Yes, what we told me on the internet.
How many acrobats did they get?
Must have raided the smartphone.
Ugh.
Ew, what is this problem? Ew!
He looks like an excited Harvey Weinstein. Oh, man.
And I can't believe that there's a human under there.
No surprise, Lumpy is played by a midget.
We'll read it.
We'll give them this. They're talented.
Oh my god!
Lumpy went a little chumpy there from.
Get it together. Yeah.
And and a trumpet.
A weird like flower.
And half the time the trumpet wasn't even touching his mouth. He was just going like blah blah blah.
It's all about the message, you know. It's not about
the Life Day message.
It's about the message of Life Day, which is.
I remember you suggested
to eat these big balls.
you suggested at first that we do a drinking game every time they roar, and then you quickly were like, nope.
You'd have to IV yourself with alcohol to make it be remotely plausible.
I'm glad you didn't do that because you both would be dead in the first 8 fucking minutes.
Yep.
Although some people might actually prefer that.
Yeah, honestly.
True.
I was half expecting you guys to commit suicide or attack me at some point.
Oh boy.
Well, that's just not in the spirit of Life Day. As we all know, Life Day is really all about.
Well, there was that scene that almost seemed like it was going to go the suicide route.
I wanted that. Wait, with Lumpy taking a little Humpty Dumpty.
What?
Lumpy, he's going to fall.
Oh yeah,
Humpty
yeah.
Dumpty.
Don't jump.
What the heck?
When I was 12, I tried something like that on a jungle gym. I fell.
Uh-oh.
Was it that high up? Were you in a painting?
About as high as the ceiling.
That's too high. Did you hurt yourself?
Yeah, it knocked the wind out of me.
I did that one time. I broke my leg.
Then there was the cooking show piece, where we get a robot, 1950s looking housewife, I guess, robot. Cooking show.
Today we are going to be preparing a very succulent dish called Bantha Surprise. It's a very hearty, nourishing dish, but it's very economical too. So all those hungry mouths in your household will be going, yummy, yum, and that tummy tum. If you just follow along with me as I prepare
wait for the
this
close-up.
popular favorite. Now, today, I'm going to be using the tenderest cut of the bantha, the loin. The loin is very tasty and serves 4 nicely. But of course, if your family has a hearty appetite, I would
think it's meant to be
suggest
robot
popular
face.
Robot
holiday
face, of
favorite,
course, that's what
the
they call it.
bantha rump.
That's Harvey Korman, by the way.
Nice.
Very tender.
Also, like, the robots didn't even look like robots. They just looked like bizarre humans. Like, they didn't do a very good job of making them robot-like.
Which is
they
funny,
smeared,
it's
like, this
the
much
Star
silver
Wars
paint on their forehead, and they were like, oh, I'll just make them act really fucked up, and they'll be robots.
Just make them look like, I don't know, something demonic, something retarded, just come to make us suffer.
They look like greased up gym rats or something, all covered in oil.
We just slice into bite-sized morsels.
How about a hairnet?
Such grace,
And
yeah.
only you know the size of the bite in your family, eh? All right. Now it's time to put our chunks into our pots. Let's see. We add a dash of oregano. Very good.
She's licking the food as she puts it in.
Very nice. Just a bit of
So
turmeric.
unhygienic.
That's robot tongue. It's cleaner than humans, actually.
Those is nice. And just a little whisper of shelter. Oh, it's looking very nice.
And how can we forget? Stir, whip, 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 stir, whip, stir, beat, stir, whip, whip, stir, wah!
I think the most despicable thing about that section is that it's the first, like, skit, well, minus the acrobats, I don't know what you call it. It's the first, like, comedy skit, and it's, like, unapologetically extremely unfunny. Like, not one funny thing happens in it, you know? The whole time it's just like...
It's fun to watch other people suffer while watching it.
Yeah.
Step 1, we stir the mixture. Stir, 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 stir. Stir, 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 stir. Very nice. Now, step 2, while we're stirring, we also whip. So it's stir, whip, 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 stir. Stir, whip, whip, stir. Let's try it again together at an increased tempo, because precision is very important in this recipe, and we do want to have a fine consistency, don't we? So, and on the count of 1. Stir, whip, 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 stir. Stir, whip, 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 stir. Come on, faster all together now. Cooking can be fun. Stir, whip, 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 stir. Stir, whip, 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 stir.
Oh, can you imagine writing this?
You'll be surprised who wrote this.
I will.
Yeah. Well, look.
So, it's beat.
It's the early prototype of General Grievous.
Stir, whip, beat, beat, stir.
That's one way to look at it.
Sorry. Stir, whip, 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 stir, beat. Stir, whip, whip, stir, beat. Coming along nicely. Starting to have a fine aroma. Got it just in time. Now at this time, I usually like to taste the broth.
Looks like she's pounding a robot dick.
A little bit more, sir.
And there's supposed to be like a joke that the Wookiee like isn't able to keep up or can't cook or whatever, but you can't fucking tell because she doesn't have a face and she can't talk. So she's just like trying to do it. She's just like...
Which could mean anything.
Yeah,
Literally.
it could be mean. I love you, son. And then she picks up a picture of Chewie. For all we know, they could just be like saying all kinds of like fucked up shit. You know?
Yeah, like, since you started working with the rebels, you can't get it up!
I want to talk about some of that stuff later.
Okay, let me think. I'm having a hard time remembering every skit that we saw. Let's see,
After the cooking show is...
There's the song with the sex lady.
There's Art Carney as that salesman who's, Art Carney, I'm guessing you haven't seen The Honeymooners.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I like grew up on that.
Me too.
I don't like remember it very well, but...
I have the whole show on my shelf, and...
Is he the main guy?
He was Norton, the main guy's best buddy.
Wow.
He was Ed Norton, best buddy to Ralph Cramden, and he'd go, "Hey, hey, Ralphie boy!"
Oh, yeah.
And then Ralph would go, "Norton!"
That's funny. I, like, had no idea.
I'll fix your water for you tomorrow morning. Thank you very much. Just make sure you do. My patience is exhausted. And mark my words, this is the last night I take a bath in Fred's gasoline station.
But yeah, I'm like, Art, why? How did you go from the Honeymooners to this?
Yeah.
An outstanding feature of this little model. You can recharge it by simply plugging it into any ordinary laser outlet.
I'll take it.
Good, I thought you would. Now, would you like to pay me something for it, or give me something in trade?
I said I'll take it.
That's a little off my mind. I thought I might embarrass you when I told you to accept it as a gift. I don't like embarrassing people.
Accept yourself, Art,
That's why I don't
for being in
like
this
embarrassing
movie.
people. I just said that.
Guess there's no grace for the elderly, even in entertainment.
I guess the honeymoon period was over.
And Art Carney actually has a lot. He has, I guess you could say, the most personality, or he has
the only personality.
He has more personality than most of the other characters, and I can tell he's trying. It doesn't work most of the time, but he's trying.
He doesn't even have to try very hard to seem like
he's got nothing to work with either. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's my favorite part. He's like trying to be a funny comedian, and it's like he's talking in green screens because it's just a bunch of Nazis and people that can't talk in fursuits.
And when he shows up at the Wookiees' home, he gives them presents. Gives some kind of TV set to Mala, and then he gives, and you guys had no clue what was coming.
I had no idea.
What was coming?
I was so...
It was Itchy.
I was so excited to see your reactions to this scene. He gives Itchy, the grandfather, in the family room, a virtual reality chair to put on his head and experience something. And he tells him, it's hard to explain. It's a wow.
He goes,
that hand gesture makes more sense now.
And he goes, I know what you want for Life Day.
Yeah.
And we pretty much get Wookiee VR porn.
Kind of a dope song.
Psychedelic.
Is this it? Is this the thing that he gets? Oh no, man. Oh, fucking...
What does that look like to you?
Dude. This is supposed to be like a holiday special, right?
Yeah.
What?
I know you're searching for me. Searching. I am here.
Oh, it's gonna be the hot chick.
My voice is for you alone. I am found in your eyes only. I exist for you. I am in your mind as you create me.
Now we're talking about
Oh, yes. I can feel my creation. I'm getting your message. Are you getting mine?
What's his message? How many inches is it?
Oh, we are excited, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, just relax. Just relax.
Ew, I'm so scared.
We can have a good time.
Wookiees don't like Wookiees or something?
Notice how we can't see his hands?
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting in his family room.
You said the kid upstairs.
I'll tell you a secret.
Yes.
I find you adorable.
Yeah.
I don't need to ask how you find me. You see, I am your fantasy. I am your experience. So experience me. I am your pleasure. This is our meet together. This is our moment together in time. That we might return.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Grandpa's fucking a whore in the fifth dimension. In our living room.
It's crazy. It's
But
crazy.
like, nothing happens. She's just like, I'm your fantasy, and then she sings a song.
The creepiest part is at the beginning of it when she just like is made by the weird cosmos, and she goes like, "I'm your creation."
Yeah,
Like,
I love being created.
I love being created by you.
I can feel your message or something.
Yeah, how long's his message?
Just
Why did who? I can't.
this aired on CBS and was advertised as a holiday special, henceforth families were probably gonna watch.
What do you think the kids were thinking at that moment when they were watching this?
They're like, oh, a Star Wars movie, and then like that was it.
Probably Pretty Lady, or from the South, Colored Lady.
Yeah.
And that woman, by the way, is played by Diane Carroll, who I don't know a ton about, but she is a pretty big classic movie star from the 60s and 70s. Can sing, and she's like a very classy member of Hollywood royalty. And I show a clip of this to a woman who was a fan of her from back then, and she was like, why? Like, what is she doing here?
She's being created.
She loves it.
Maybe she owed somebody money.
Yeah.
Literally, that's the only explanation I'll accept.
If we could only bend infinitely extend this minute, and I could live my whole life right now.
It's a nice tune. It's good at singing, but what the heck?
So this is what Grandpa likes to jerk off to.
Apparently.
Like, why is this in the movie though? Why is something that happens in this movie in the movie now?
Yeah, why is the movie?
I mean, every scene makes you question why the movie was made. I'm gonna quit calling you guys, get me on and stuff, okay?
Grace, punch him if he falls asleep.
Oh, I will.
What was she even singing about? I was too busy trying not to kill myself.
She was saying like, this for this 1 minute, forever being in your head. And that's not what it is.
I think she's singing it to Itchy.
Oh.
As he's itching it down
I
there.
thought she was a little off pitchy.
Actually, she had a very good voice. That was a very
Down boy. And
When did he say the Wookie?
I can't remember. Art Carney said it at one point. I think it was maybe about Wookiee food.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Wookie Oogies, Wookie Oogies.
Okay.
I think he said Oogies.
Oogies, Woogies.
So, what other goodies did you bring the family, Art?
What's that I smell? Gonna be some of those famous Wookie Ookies?
Grandpa got the Wookiee of his.
I told you we'd make it.
Oh, sorry, I meant the Icky Stickies, not the Wookiee Ookies.
And, Jesus, what comes after that? Oh.
His next
Then the
Jefferson
Nazis show
Starship.
up, right?
After that, we get what many people consider the most entertaining part of the special. The musical appearance by none other than Jefferson Starship.
It's gonna be a tangible pink dildo going up in out of frame like that.
All while their music is sending purple glowing vibrations.
That was cool. I like that.
And why are Jefferson Starship in this? Art Carney's character, to try and distract the stormtroopers from finding anything suspicious, just sets up a TV and plays the video. It's almost...
He sits there and watches the entire thing.
He's just like...
It's almost like you're watching a bad crime movie, and then halfway into it, one of the characters puts on Pulp Fiction, and then we start watching that.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say puts on a Lil Wayne music video, but...
I mean, it's like, it's so out of place, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Nothing.
Why does Jefferson Starship exist in the Star Wars universe? Why does Rocky
He's just showing it to one of them, so he's
Exactly.
not really distracting them. We're still searching the house, and the one guy's just like...
Yeah. I like that everybody's just fine with it, too. They just roll with it.
Yeah.
Like,
This is so bizarre.
Nice.
I don't know a ton about Jefferson Starship, other than next to being in the Star Wars Holiday Special, they are responsible for one of the most hated songs ever made.
they are, which team?
We Built This City.
Oh, yeah, that song sucks.
And
That's probably why they're doing this movie. They didn't have a fucking career after they changed from airplane to Starship.
And it's funny because everybody in my family loves that song.
Really?
Yeah. My grandma, my mom, my grandfather, they are in love with We Built This City.
I don't hate it, but I also don't like it.
I hate it, I think.